think that is important for parents to push their kids outside of their comfort zone. Because who else is going to really do it, right? In their best interest, so to speak. Kids will, or I'll say individuals, younger individuals will get pushed outside our comfort zone sometimes by peers. And it's not even something we really want to do, or it's not even something that's to our benefit, but the peer pressure will push us out of our comfort zone. Whereas from a parental standpoint, you want to you know that maybe it's not something they're comfortable with, but you know you're doing it for an end game, for a reason, right? So it's like if your parent doesn't ever push you outside of your comfort zone, then like who is? Yeah, so it's like you gotta be that bad cop, similar to how you say are the bad cop to advocate for your kids to other people. Sometimes you got to be that bad cop for the kids as well to advocate for them just directly, because that's just the reality of what it is.
I'd be like, do your own highlight reel then. I ain't doing this no more. It's like you say that and you don't mean it, but you just so frustrated with stuff. And like she had one clip where she flipped the ball over this girl and then faked another girl out and then thread the needle for the goalie. That it was in a game that we needed to win to make it to the playoffs. I think it's one of her best plays. And that reel has, I think as of today, it was like 19.6 thousand views on Instagram. And so I'm like, that's what you want. And she was like, do we have to keep it up? Can we take it down now? Like it did its purpose.
Oh, wow.
Baby.
Wow, the humility. Is that where did she get that humility from?
I don't know. Not from me. And I would say too, but Toya, she definitely supports the idea that the mean to end, like this is just gonna be your soccer account. It's not like a personal Instagram. It's not Facebook.
Right.
It's Nariah Goldman Soccer, and like just think about it. This is your business account. So she's definitely on the boat with me in terms of you got to do more than everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And I mean, you just in that the idea of her reclassifying and going back to a junior, would that get her more looks? Yeah, it would. But we just got to understand that this is the path we chose. We skipped the grade. We staying with it. We got to do as much as we can with this. And if that means we got to be out there on Instagram, we got to be out there on Instagram. So it's something. It's something. But I'm going to have to start one for Torrance since he's playing Miracle League Baseball. But I'm kind of scared to ask him and then give him the iPad to see, because I don't want him to say, don't put it up there. I'm like, well, you didn't tell me, so I won't put it up there.
Does he like the baseball?
He more really likes running.
Okay.
So just being out there, just running around. He doesn't have the motor planning. He can hold the bat, but just to focus and make that swing, he doesn't have that yet. But now soccer, he can dribble two balls. Like he won't do it if you tell him to, but if you just have two balls out there, he may do a rollover and dribble both balls forward. And we kind of like, oh, okay, he likes soccer, and he'll type that I like it because Nariah plays and stuff. So we're trying to find a special needs soccer organization. I haven't seen one, so I'm thinking we may just have to create one ourselves and try to start it. And I think I'll have more time to do that once Nariah graduates, and then maybe I can put more effort in that. That's something that I think maybe next on my horizon. Try to get a special needs soccer going.
After you finish going to all these other soccer camps, and then you only got to focus on the games, then you can refocus on some other soccer leagues. Yeah, no, for real though. But I do appreciate you being on and being just open and candid about just your experience, not just as a parent, but also as a husband and just as a family man. Before we sort of get out of here, do you have any? This is my longest podcast too. I've not done a podcast this long. We did take a small break, but this is definitely the longest joint. Shout out to everybody listening. If you are listening, please go ahead and subscribe on YouTube for more. If you got more, or if not, say if you got more. For the people listening, what I would like to ask is if there's anything that you hope listeners can take away from just hearing you talk about your experience as a husband and a father. What are one or two takeaways that you hope listeners are able to walk away with after listening to this conversation?
The first one would be any type of diagnosis that like with special needs or whatever, it's rough, but it's not a death sentence. And I say that with respect to some medical diagnosis could be a death sentence, like a terminal cancer or something. So I'm not trying to or show like lack of compassion for something like that. But I'm like with being autistic or dyslexia or a number of things. It's a growing pain. There are ways that you can get through it with resources and help, and you will never be alone. There'll definitely be other people.